Well, Kia, we're here, finally. Accelerate the Conversation has become a reality. It was not too long ago where we were just across the way. We're here at Convene in New York. And like I said, we're just across the way on another client event. And we had the conversation of what we could do to bring different pieces of content and different information and how to engage our clients and get out to the masses, really, with some of the content that we can offer and some of our expertise. And well, we're here.
And it seems so long ago that we were talking about that, and it's been a journey and definitely an experience.
A lot of what type of meetings?
Green light meetings.
Green light meetings.
Green light meetings.
No idea is a bad idea.
Yeah, yep. With our markers and the board and just trying to map stuff out and, creating a name and all the different topics and how to make it relevant and more importantly, how to have fun at it.
Theme music, everything. It goes into those little details.
Oh my gosh.
It's been a ride. It was fun.
It definitely has. And it's a true learning experience in doing the whole thing and tying it all into marketing and branding and relevance. And one of the things that you talked about so much is not getting lost as who we are as a company.
Yeah.
But think about how we're trying to position ourselves a little differently, or people to think of us, Atlantic, in a little different way and staying current with time.
Yeah, we have such an impressive team, such a wide range of resources that we can bring to our clients and bring to our space, where I just felt that doing this in a different light of anything that we've ever done, we made sure that we definitely stayed away from, the PowerPoint presentations, the Zoom calls that everybody's just getting fed up with, frankly, and just making sure that this was a casual conversation. We're just as we are,
very
sitting,
comfortable.
I think the viewers and listeners, they'll see that it was brought to make sure, obviously you mentioned the relevance, but making sure that we drive to a broader topic and a broader base where we can really show our expertise and the value that we bring to our clients.
I think the big thing too is like we're highlighting not just the products and services that we offer, because people think of us as that, technology company. You think of Atlantic, it's a managed IT company. You have management services, you have document management, and more importantly, you have copying, right? Where it's the foundation of the organization. A lot of people don't really understand our level of partnership in the community with our clients and things like that. It just becomes a part of our culture and what we do as an organization, from top leadership down to all team members, no matter what their function is. It's a part of who we are. So doing this in this type of form and the people that we have participating in it really gives a real good vision of who we are as individuals, not just a service provider.
Yeah, and that was really important, in the final product. And I think we really did a good job in cultivating the content and the themes of each episode and things like that, was really highlighting the who behind the what. Yeah. And from the back end, as the director of marketing with Atlantic, it's obviously we put things together, whether it be our sales collateral, our marketing materials, our presentations, webinars that we put together, podcast presentations and things like that. But the ancillary detail that I always really try to drive home is to personalize our efforts, making sure that our clients know that, we're such a, like I talked about, such an impressive team behind us, and it's not just, what we can provide our clients, but it's who we can provide to our clients and the expertise behind it, and the answers that we can provide to any of their problems, the solutions that we can provide to anything that they have, going on in their business.
Yeah, I think to build upon that too, we are a company, we're an organization, but we're a company organization made of people. Mm-hmm. And, people aren't perfect. Even though we strive for greatness, we strive for good, being an organization of people and being a company and going through a lot of the things from an organization standpoint over the last 2 years, I think having this kind of forum and talking about that, what our organization has done, pivoting through these conversations and bringing other people and talking about it too, it makes us real, right? And, people can get a little bit more insight of how we pivoted, what we did a little bit differently, and be able to relate it through the different conversations and topics that we are going to talk about during this whole entire series. And more importantly, the two of us challenging each other. Sure. Right? And figuring out, all right, what are we going to do? What about that? How do we get branding, people to understand branding inside of our organization? As you say to us, our logo is our logo, right? It's not to be played with. This is our logo. This is how we represent ourselves. As professionals, how do we use LinkedIn? What's the representation of that? What's the consistency, as you said, in the marketing material? And that whole thing of incorporating marketing, not on the outside of us, but bringing it in and making it real, even from the salespeople, right? Because by trade, I'm a salesperson and we're a little rogue. We're rogue in a positive way, but that's the way we're trained, right? Sure. We're trained to look out of the box, look at things a little bit differently, but there are some components which you've educated myself on that I've been able to carry the message. There is a level of consistency that we need to have. Kia can be Kia, however, Kia represents Atlantic.
Sure.
And keep bringing it together.
And I want Kia to be Kia. I want Dana to be Dana, George to be George, and every rep to be every rep, right? I want everybody to have that individual flavor, because in terms of branding, right, people do business with us, and obviously, the invoices and all the paperwork, all that stuff, it says Atlantic, but their relationship is with the rep. You know what I mean? The individual that represents Atlantic. So I think to personalize yourself and becoming your own brand and things like that is key, and we highlight that in a number of the episodes. But and bringing it back to why we endeavored onto this podcast project is to show, again, to be able to show more deeper in the wide breadth of the who, and and able to show the different pieces of content and the different availability that we have throughout our organization. Personally,
I got to tell you, when you said podcast, I looked at you and said, dude, are you crazy? What, a podcast? What are we doing? A podcast. But the dynamics behind, producing a podcast, organizing, obviously, the team that's here and supporting us, right now in the element, like the man behind the camera or the men behind the camera. I mean, there's so many dynamics behind it, not just the content and the presentation, but just all the things that we've gone through in the moment has been eye-opening. And, when we speak to all of our different guests throughout this series, something that's very common throughout it is people getting out of their comfort zones.
Sure.
And doing things a little different, and ourselves, included. Like, everyone knows I am 100% an introvert and not a person that wants to be inside of a camera, right? So when I think about that and challenging and having a peer like yourself to say, come on, we can do this. Let's go. Let's get psyched out. We're going to go do it. It is so relative to where we've been as a country globally during the pandemic. And it's exciting. And the podcast, Accelerate the Conversation, is going to grow, and hopefully we'll be doing this again in the future and even better, and have more people and incorporate it into our day-to-day.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, through the recordings, the episodes, we had a lot of fun. We had a lot of really engaging guests. It was fun. I mean, we had our own cast of characters. We sure did. I mean, we brought in, whether they be individual clients, whether they be internal team members, whether they be external team members from the marketing agency that we have a relationship with. It was a lot of fun, and I really think it came across.
Yeah, and we spent time together. Right. And whether we're in the office or virtually, got to know our families, each other's families, our kids, my dog. And it's just been great, because now through doing this, we got to see other people in person. Yeah. Think about the interaction we have with Melissa, and Melissa's actually here. Dana being
I've worked with her for
office.
almost going into 3 years, and I'd never met her.
Right, and now we're here in person, not because we didn't want to get together, but it was because that prevention was there of us getting together. Correct. Dana stopping in and coming by, who's already a piece of work, right? So her coming here, and then having Carolina stop in from Girl Scouts. Got to meet her virtually and really get to know her, and that bubbly personality that she has. It was no question that she was a person that needed to participate in this. And then, of course, Harry, who's a member of our team. But, Harry's in Jersey, but haven't seen him. Right? Driving distance, about an hour and a half away, to get him to come to the forum, too. It just shows how having this whole event brought us together in the moment, because it felt like it's been a lifetime.
Yeah, and also too, going even for the other group of guests that we've had, showing really the relationships that we have and the partnerships that we have, whether it be with the New Jersey Devils, whether it be with the Philadelphia 76ers and the Mariano Rivera Foundation. So a lot of those guests that brought to, we have some really headlining guests. We have some really impressive resumes behind each guest, and it was really exciting. It was really a lot of fun to put together.
Yeah, I look forward to the next time. It's great working with you. and
been a
look
pleasure.
forward to the future.
Season 2 to be planned.
Season 2 to be planned.
But we'll start with season 1.
Yeah.